everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm waiting for my little thing to go green. Anyways, new intro screen. Dun dun dun. It's pretty amazing. Yep, looks like I am live. Nice. So today we are doing Windows NT4 server. Sorry, I'm trying to get the glare off there. So somebody on Reddit said this was the tramp stamp version of Windows Server, which I thought was pretty awesome. So anyways, let me change this so it's not sucking up so much bandwidth. So this actually is Windows NT4 Server. I've got a key, but it's under there. Haha, can't have it. And Windows NT4 Server actually came in 2 CDs, not DVDs, but 2 CDs, as you can see. One of them is, of course, the installation, which is, I should have straightened these out before, which is, of course, the actually disk itself. And then the other one is the option pack, and quite honestly, I can't remember what the option pack did. I don't think it was actually mandatory, and I don't think we usually installed it. I think we canceled it. If I remember right, now I haven't actually installed this. I did quickly test to make sure that I made ISOs of both these CDs and copied them over to my machine. I did make sure I could boot to the install disk, but I didn't. That's as far as I went. I think the option pack was something that NT wanted to install. NT server wanted to install after you installed. What do you call NT server? But I don't remember. But I guess we'll find out together. Anyways, so we'll pretend. So I made two ISOs, one for NT4 server and one for the option pack. So I just wanted to show you that. So let's go to VirtualBox. Let's get going, right? So we'll run VirtualBox. I was dorking around with the NT4 workstation. I got the audio to work, but after a few minutes, the VM would freeze. So I'm still kind of working through that. So I've got a snapshot of pre-audio that I'm working off of. Anyways, let's go to Windows. So we'll say Windows NT 4.0 server. And I'm going to call it server 1 because I actually think I might make this a PDC, which I can't remember if you have to do that like during installation or if you can promote it after. I think you can promote it after, but I don't really remember. And then and hopefully I can install 2 of these if it lets me. I don't know if it like somehow checks the licenses on the network. But yeah, we're definitely gonna do 1 install at least tonight, and I don't think we'll actually get the PDC. That'll be a separate video, but I wanted to at least get this far. So let's give this one a full gig of RAM, and let's see. We'll create the hard disk, VDI dynamically. We'll call this, yeah, that's fine. Let's give this like, I don't know, 40 gig too much? No, that's way too much. Let's give it 4 gig. That'll be plenty. 4 gig should be plenty for this. And let's go ahead and start it. So it's got the same icon. Really, this should be pretty similar to what we did with it. NT4 inaccessible. Interesting. Oh, because I renamed it. So I renamed the NT4 to NT4 workstation. And then there's the server. So like I said, I loaded it up only because I just want to make sure it booted. I didn't want to start this video without it. So let's go ahead and hit start, and this should look pretty familiar. Yep. So it's the same screens. So we're going to give this one a full gig of RAM. I believe our workstation has 512, which, you know, is plenty for a quote-unquote workstation. So let's give it a minute. Hopefully it boots okay. Seems like it should be doing something more than that. Oh, there it goes. Okay, great. So to set up Windows, so let's see, we can learn about NT setup. Don't want to do that. We want to set it up. Yep, we are not going to try to repair anything. That never worked for me. And to quit setup, well, we could literally just power off the machine or hit F3 apparently. So let's go ahead and hit enter. Yep, we're going to use that as our install. Oh, sure. Let's have it scan the drive real quick. New or erased. So we have to say
So this is asking us if we want to wipe out the drive. And the reason it does that is it's not smart enough to know if this was like a Linux drive or something else. So let's go ahead and say C for continue, and then, oh yeah, we have to scroll all the way down. Page down. So let's page all the way down, pretend like we read that, and hit F8. And we're not going to change anything here. Standard PC, auto detect, blah, blah, blah. And we're going to install there, and we're going to do NTFS. So again, this is the same thing. Excuse me. This is where the Windows install folder is, and back in the NT days, and I believe this was true even for Windows 2000, WinInt slash, so C:\\WinNT was your install path. So I mean, you could actually move this to D or E or whatever. We only got one disk, so it's going to be C. But you could change this to Windows or something else. I think it was 2003 that finally changed that. Exhaustive. Oh yeah, that should take like a second. Check the disk. There it goes. Now it's copying all the setup files. And this part always annoys me because with the break out of here, we have to disconnect the drive, and then when we reboot, it's going to go, where's the install disk? Well, you told me to kick it out there. So anyways, we'll see here in a second. So this one has Service Pack 1 as well. So luckily the service packs I downloaded a week or two ago will work. So what this does is it first formats it as FAT, then it reboots the system, and then or actually what it does is, I'm sorry, when it formats it as FAT, and then on that last reboot you saw, it converts it to NTFS. I don't know why it does that, but it does. That's just the way it works. Yep, so now it wants a CD, so we break out of here. So anyways, the breakout, you can't really see it, but it's my, what is this, my right hand, and I just hit the control key, and that's shown right down here, and that'll break you out of this. So if you hit that box, that's what it is. And then T4 server, and we'll hit OK. Start, name, I don't know, John, and TF, I don't know, TFD, I don't know, we'll just do that. I don't remember what I put for the other one. Ooh, CD key. So I am just going to move this out of screen for a quick second. There we go, that way I can kind of see. Oops, I got to scoot over here, get my camera in the way. Alrighty, so my other monitor is actually right above this monitor, so if you see me looking up, that's why. Let me put in this key, and 1 second. And it's kind of annoying because it doesn't actually, so I have to hit the tab key, right? I have to click over. When you put the numbers in, it doesn't actually fall to the next. There's only 2 things, as you can see. I mean, the key is 3, 6. The whole thing is what, 3, 6, 9, 10 characters. So it's pretty relatively short by today's standards. And it's all numbers, which is also very nice. All right, cool. Ooh, licensing, right. So I just hit enter on that. So we got per server or per seat licensing. We usually use per seat everywhere I've worked. And that way you pay per seat and it can access all the servers. Let's see. Computer name. Oh, let's call this PDC1. I think it's eventually going to be a PDC. We'll just call it PDC1. So again, it's just a short name. Oh, there is no Active Directory, so everything relies on Wins and not DNS. So it's a big difference. So everything's just NetBIOS. There is no PDC dot blah 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 dot blah blah blah. So, oh yeah, so this is where we could do this. Crap. Let's go ahead and make it a PDC. What the heck, right? So let's go ahead and make it a, well, can we? Can you? I can't remember. I can't remember if you have to make this a standalone. I kind of want to just do a standalone. I can't remember. Maybe there isn't a way to upgrade it. I feel like here. So you have your primary domain controller. So back in the NT days, you had what we call the PDC, which is primary domain controller, which is one of the FSMA roles now. But basically it was the authoritative domain controller for the entire domain. Then the BDC, or backup domain controllers, and that was it was an authentication point, but really all the changes happened on the PDC, and then the BDCs would get a copy of it. If I remember right, the BDCs are really just read-only. You couldn't actually make a change. But if for some reason you lost your PDC, your primary domain controller, you could promote one of your BDCs to it. And then you have standalone servers, so that's just some sort of, now we call those member servers. And so I think I do want to make this a PDC. Let's hack with it, right? Let's make it a PDC. Ooh, administrator password. So I'll put in my secret password here, and we'll hit next. And we're not going to create an emergency disk. So this really was just if your bootloader got messed up, your boot INI, those sorts of things, you could actually copy those to a floppy disk. Back when production servers, and especially when you had everything was a physical server, you actually did do this, and we would just we had a little envelope that sat right next to the server with the emergency or repair disk. So as with every Windows, you always have, I don't know why you'd want to install games on a PDC. We would actually rip a lot of this out, but for this, I'm not going to worry about it. So we'll say next, install Windows networking, and yep, we'll do wired. Oh, connection by, oh yeah, network adapter. So now we can actually install IIS if we wanted to too. Should we? Should we not? I don't know. I'm not going to install IIS right now, because why would you have that on a primary domain controller? Of course, back then, a lot of these servers did a lot more than one thing. Let's hope it finds it. Yay. So we just need TCP IP. So you could run actually the BDCs on just a NetBEUI network. You wouldn't even need real IP, but we're going to go ahead and I'm not even sure my routers will pass NetBEUI or my switches, so we'll go ahead and do IP. Let's see, that looks good. And next, continue. Let's see if it picks it up. Oh, you know what? Actually, I forgot to make sure. Let's check the network real quick. Embedding NAT. Bridged. So now we're going to bridge it. It probably won't be able to pick up an IP, so let's go back for a second. Alright, cool. And go. And while that's doing that, let's, oops, fell back. Where'd it go? Let's grab, I don't know. Ooh, look at that. So computer name, PDC1, and domain. Let's call this, let's call the domain, let's call it my last name, right? And we'll do that. So NetBIOS, it's limited to the 15 characters. My last name is 11, so we're still well within that. So PDC1 in the Impalomini domain, and we'll go with that. And we wait, and we wait, and we wait, and we wait. I think what it's doing is it's trying to figure out if there's any other domain controllers there that are, or any other domains called Impalomini. It's doing basically a NetBIOS scan. So again, it's not, you know, in modern days these domains would be like impalomini.com or dot, you know, I would probably do ad.impalomini.com or whatever. For our purposes, it doesn't really matter. And it's done. Oh, that's cool. Done. And let's see. So we're I'm in -7, wrong way. Let's see, -7. Oh yeah, well, let's put in the disk. Let's pump that up to at least that, make it a little more doable. Again, have the same test pattern as the workstation. Microsoft's always sort of shared workstation server stuff, the installs and everything else. So that's not really that big a surprise. So I think once it boots, it's going to want the option pack, and we'll go ahead and put that in. So we got to take out the disk. So it says remove any disks, floppy disks, which we don't have any, but CDs, which we do. So let's go ahead and disconnect that. Let's say restart. So yeah, this actually I think is better. Us doing this, we can actually look at what was it called? It's not like users and computers. It's something else. You know, I'm so used to saying ADUC now that I know that's not right. Look at that. Look at that handsome tramp stamp of a logo, as somebody liked to put it. Powered by Microsoft's back office. That sounds a little dirty to me. Anyways, let me out. Oh man, come on. Oh, hit the wrong button. Okay, well, let's do. Look at that. See my domain right there. That is new. So, oh, if we had any trusts, it would show up here. So there was not this. You know, we have a forest in the Active Directory, and then multiple domains can be within that forest. You just had to have trusts. So every domain was sort of what do you call, isolated, and you'd have trusts. I kind of actually think that model might have been. I know some people are going to argue with me, but that model actually was probably better for a lot of different scenarios. So let's put in, where is it, devices. So let's go ahead and first thing we want to do is just install the integration tools. So that'll actually make our lives a little better. And it didn't actually ask for the integration pack. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll install this. Let's go ahead and reboot. It's pretty fast. And then we'll go ahead and throw in our other, well, that's rebooting. Let's go ahead and do, I think it's NT software. Is that right? Let's see. Oh, NT service pack, that's what we want. So these will be our service packs. But first, we'll install this. So you can see we're at service pack 1. Oh, cool. Oh, look at that. Mouse integration works. Yay, that makes my life so much better. Insert control delete. So log on in progress. So it's actually, I forgot about this screen. So it's actually authenticating me against the against this PDC. And this may take a minute. Wondering if it's not picking up an IP, but I guess we'll see. I do need to find an open IP while I'm thinking about it. And 0. Oh, I don't know, 195. Let's try that. It should be open, yeah. Cool. So let's go to true color. Let's go to, I think we can go here and still be okay. Yep. Look at that. Ooh, come on. We did see it. That's cool. All right, so okay. So I'm not going to bore you right this second with service packs in case if you've hung around this long, you probably really want to see, look at the administrative tools. So that's actually the same folder that's now. So common means that it's installed for all users. So let's see what we've got here. Bear with me because it's been a long time since I've actually messed with this. Oh, user manager for domains. Look at this. Wow. And so it does have a default set of accounts. Most of these, if not all these, let's look. Account operators, I think that still exists. Backup operators, yeah. Domain admins, yep, that one definitely exists. Domain guests, domain users. Yeah, I think all these, I'm not sure if this, if it does, it's probably not something that we need to manage. I'm sure it's probably there. But I think all these users are, yeah, there. These would all be the groups, default groups that we have. And so we could create a new user, new global group, or new local group. I'm trying to remember. I guess global groups would be groups that would probably go across trusts, I think, and local groups wouldn't. Yeah, so you could say new user. So a lot of this is still here, right? So let's go ahead and make one. So we'll call this, I'm going to call this one John. And we'll go John. So we can just see it. Description, CEO of this channel. Let's go ahead and put a password in. All right, I'm not going to change this. So these are all pretty much the same, right? Groups. So for now, I'm just going to leave this actual account as domain users. Profile. Again, this all looks very familiar, right? This is all these attributes exist. I look at this, pretty similar looking. Log on to. Wow. That's interesting. Accounts. So yeah, no, all these the remote access. So a lot of this stuff was already there. So I'm going to add that. I'm actually going to add 2 accounts, and then I'm going to call this one John-DA, and this is going to be my domain admin account. So I can description. John's domain admin account. Call it and we'll do that, and just for good measure, I wouldn't recommend doing that in a production environment, but for what I'm going to be doing, whatever. Domain admins, there we go. So I should be able to now log in there. So there we go. So now we've got. Oops, did I not? Oh, I must have not added. Let's try that again. So, username John-domain admin. Actually, we kind of like, at least the way I've done it in the past is we kind of put it in the middle. Description, John DA account. Let's try that again. Password. Oops. These aren't super long password. It's just something to kind of get me through. Set not expire again. Groups. So let's add domain admins. Bloop. That's kind of funny. They go this way. I'm going to just say OK and add, and then we can close. There we go. So I've got my 2 accounts, my regular user account and my domain admin. Cool. So that should work. I think this is where I would need that second CD. That's where IIS is. Okay, that makes sense. Guess we can just see what's on that real quick. Let's look. I think I called it server option pack. Let's just see what's on there. Oh yeah, here we go. So option pack. Large website. So this looks like it's just the IIS install essentially. Let's just see. Oh, this one has a Service Pack 3 on it. Cool. That's pretty handy. Let's go ahead and that would be the next thing I was going to do. So actually, let's go optical drive. So let's actually I just want to use the service packs that we already have. So that's the SP. Oh, there we go. Let's just open it. All right. And Windows should have made us a temp directory. So let's copy all this stuff here. Oh, really? So, did you see what happened there? So if I copy this, it's not really copying. Do you see that? That means there's shortcuts, which I don't want. Yes, just delete all that garbage, please. So what I have to do is actually hold the control button, and there it goes. Should be quick. All right. So these are all local to the drive now. Just so you can see, let's go ahead and log in as a different user. We'll go ahead and log in as my domain admin account and do the install. So machine, where is it? Input keyboard, Alt delete, and we'll change this to, so if I try to do John and then my password, it should tell me I'm not allowed, right? The local policy of the system not allow you to log in, fine. But if I do -DA, ta-da, because I am a domain admin. It's interesting the recycle bin shows full, but I don't know. So local count, I'm trying to remember local. So I don't remember. I just want to check something here. So local policies. I don't remember there being like a group policy. Oh yeah, system policy editor. Boy, it's been a long time, so you have to bear with me. Oh, these are policy. Ugh. So these are actually .pol files. These are nasty. So I'm not gonna mess with that right now. Sort of remember that. I don't want to deal with it. But let's just one more thing. Let's do PDC 1. Is it? So this is the local server, as you can see. We do have a net log on. So this would be similar to the sysvol that exists these days, and then of course shares out any printers. Roles were definitely a little more crossed over back in these days. Anyways, let's go ahead and install these service packs. They should be there. So let's start with service pack 3. Next, yes. Install. No, I don't want to create install. If it barfs, it barfs. Oh yeah, let's skip that. So that was basically saying there is a there was a 40-bit and a 128-bit version of encryption, which seems so tiny these days. But yeah, that's cool. Anyways, there was a DLL specifically that did that. If you had the 128 installed already, it would ask you, do you want to overwrite that and go to the 40-bit? Of course you do not. So, that. And after we're done doing all this, we'll set the machine to that. There isn't even wins on this, is there? Huh. We'll have to check that. Let's do this. Anyways, let's get the service pack installed real fast. So again, we're going to log in as my John-DA. That's the account I created just a few minutes ago. Waiting for this to log me in. I'm guessing we're getting this because, like, when I logged off and logged back in, it was quick. Probably because we just rebooted. Maybe the logon service hasn't quite fully started, so that's probably what we're waiting on. Alrighty. Anyways, I wanted to check something real fast. I wanted to see settings, control panel. Where's the install of this stuff? No search, so it's always like, But look, I mean, this is almost identical, right? Except licensing, I think, is about the only extra icon you get here. Everything else is what it is. Let's look. Windows NT setup. Oh, maybe. Man, I don't even think Wins was a thing. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe Wins came in after. God, it's been so long. Sorry, I'm not 100% on all this stuff. Backup, no. Accept, yes. So probably get, yep. So to enable one, you must install a service pack. Do you wish to? That's fine. That's fine. I don't really care. We'll do 40-bit and security because 128-bit and 40-bit at this point is probably the same thing. Dun 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 dun. Now we're at Service Pack 4, And boy, I remember these installs taking 30 minutes, like back when we were doing it. Setting up a new, especially desktop, I was more of a, I started desktops. I actually didn't really become a server guy until 2000, and no, but I did still do plenty of NT4 server. You know, I did set up a lot of NT workstations, and man, going through the service pack on the workstations took forever. And then every time you make a change, you had to reapply the service pack, which is uber annoying. So you youngsters out there who are doing IT don't have to stress about a lot of this stuff. Thank God, right? Because who would wants to do this all the time? So I think it's a lot of reason people went to Linux. A lot of nonsense that didn't need to happen. You know, Linux was still far less on reboots. Most patches didn't require reboots. Now it's even far less. Windows is finally caught up, and I would really say, really, Windows 7 was like really where it started to catch up, and now that we're at Windows 10, it's really pretty good. But it's taken an extra 20 years, it seems like, to get to that point. So what was that service pack? What did I just do? 5? 4? Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh my gosh, seriously. Sometimes you gotta do like, oops. So I remember. There we go. I guess it's still applying the service pack. I don't want to read that, no. Okay, so I think we can still run. Does it work still? It does, look at that. Service pack 4. Okay, great. So now I need to put service pack 6A. So I skipped 5 because 5 had some issues. And for our purposes, it's good enough. I don't care about backing this up. Install. And one more restart. So what I'm going to do actually while that's running, I'm going to power up our Windows guy. Start. And we're going to join it to the domain, right? Why wouldn't we? So just so you can see, this one says NT4 workstation, and then this one says NT server, so you can tell which is which. Should be able to tell in the backgrounds too, they're a little different. Because this one actually says Windows NT. So let's go ahead and log in. So administrator. So. Cool. Now I have to remember, I think it was, if I go to properties here, aha, sweet. And then, let's see, device. Let's go ahead and log in. Log in as me again. I just want to make sure that we are actually sitting at Service Pack 6. Make sure everything's logged on, make sure everything's running before we try to join this to the NT4 domain. Come on. So yes, I know I'm an MCSE and NT4, but I got it literally at the end, right towards, I think it was December of '99. So forgive me if I don't remember everything. It's been, what, 18 years? Something like that. So, I think it's just doing another check. Yeah, you can see that disk looks pretty busy. And I'm not going to install that USB thing again because who cares? Oh, let's see. So again, this is the server. This is our PDC emulator, or not PDC emulator, PDC. There is no emulator. Primary domain controller. It's not an emulator. It is the real thing. And this would be probably your most beefy box within, and this would be the box that definitely sat within your organization, the main IT organization, if you had sort of spread out IT. So the organization, one of the last organization I worked with that had NT40, we actually upgraded to AD, but we had literally probably 300 in domain controllers within here. We were well outside of what Microsoft designed. We'd call Microsoft and they would just say, you guys are just killing, kind of outside of what they designed. You know, it was a big network. Yeah, that was a good place to learn how to do things. But yeah, we had 300, so we had all, you know, one PDC at the main site, and then we had a couple of PDCs at our site, probably 3 or 4. And then, because I think we had, I want to say 600 or 700, and you know, these things weren't meant, not like the new domain controllers, we could grab one and easily service that between the hardware and everything. But, and then we would have one at all sites, and I think a site had to have like 10 or 15 more people, something like that, somewhere between 10. As long as it had like 10 or more people or 15 or more people, it had a domain controller. Because we had these crappy WAN circuits. Anyways, I'm babbling. So I want to see if this thing got an IP first before we. It did pick up an IP. That's so weird. This one would not pick up an IP. Okay. Anyways, I do want to set the IP manually before we do this because I don't want this to change because I don't know if that's going to screw things up. So let's do that really quick. So it's 192.168.0.1. Call this 195. Actually, I'm going to write this down real quick. .195. I don't know if you can see it, but I wrote it on that little yellow sticky on the back of it. Yeah, picked up that right. 192.168.0.1. And because DNS does not matter at all. Oh. Add DNS. So we can actually say 8.8.8.8. Because it doesn't matter. Oops. 4.4. So this is the Google DNS I'm putting in. This is Google's DNS. So that's, if anybody's ever done that. And it's going to ask us to reboot one more time because everything. Oh, interesting. Did it pick it up? Oh, what? All right. Well, good for you, server. Maybe that was a server thing, not a workstation thing. All right, we're going to try to join this. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but let's give it a shot, right? Change, and a domain is called... So we actually have to say create the... So if you pre-stage the account, which we didn't do, and I can't remember how to do that. Did we do it? Let's go back in here for a second. Let's look. So user manager, ooh, migration tool for NetWare, client administrator. What is this? I'm just curious. Oh, no, we don't need that. Let's see. Oh man. So we have user, policy editor, server, remote. I don't see anything in there that would. Administrative wizards. I'm just going to see what this is real quick. Oh, cool. Hey, neat. Group policy management. Create a new policy. Add members. Oh my god. Yikes. Add user accounts. I just want to see if it's in here. Yeah. No, that is just like there. So this was really annoying back then. There was no PowerShell. It was all pretty much somebody was clicking and typing in a new thing. All right, let's just see what happens. Let's try adding it. Let's say create account and domain. We'll put in, I can't remember, do I need to put in, let's say John-DA. Let's try this. I don't know if this is going to work, but we'll try it. Whoa, that was freaking fast, man. Did it work? I don't know. Guess we'll see. The local account will still be there. We still know what the local administrator is. So let's see. Man, that was freaking fast. So this is the NT4 workstation. This is that. Huh. I still want to know how to add wins. I can't remember. I'll have to look that up. That may not have been able to be a role that was hosted on a PDC, maybe? I don't. Again, I don't remember. Oh, that looks okay. Communications? Yeah. No, I don't know. We'll see. Can I log in? Alright, cool. So let's do a Control-Alt-Delete here, and ooh, look at that. So now I can log in, and that's the computer name. This would actually be the domain. And let's just log in with my regular account, right? If it worked, I should be able to. Whoa, that's so cool. And oh man, there's gotta be an event log. Oh yeah, there is event log. Sorry. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to remember how to get there. Event logs, event logs. Performance monitor? Oh no, that's not it. Oh, event log, event viewer, there it is. It's all one thing. Log. It should be under security, right? Oh, nice. Well, that's okay. Apparently, log settings, application, security. Oh, it's all there. But didn't actually log the login event, but it must have authenticated because. Let's make sure. Let's make sure I'm who I think I am. Who am I? Ugh, that's not there. setl maybe? Oh, look at that. setl does work. Logon server, PDC1. Okay, that tells me we actually did authenticate to the PDC. You can, yeah, that's crazy. We don't even have a Win server, so it's all doing everything through NetBIOS broadcast. What? I'm glad we're not relying on that anymore. So it's an interesting thing. Let's see if our event viewer here shows anything. Let's go to security, right? Oh, whatever. That's the thing, there's no run as either, so I'd have to literally log off and log in, but we could do that. So now I should be able to log in as John-DA and brand new. And if I'm doing this right, so there should be 3 profiles now, right? Oh man, where the heck do they keep profiles here? It's not. It's like WinNT profiles. There it is. Yeah, used to save in the profiles in the Windows directory. Isn't that awesome? So of course we have that. If these look familiar, that all users and default user, that's been there since pretty much the beginning of time, at least on the NT side. So there's my John-DA, my John, and then the local administrator. So that's there. Oops. So that's looking good. And then I wanted to check the event viewer. I'm getting others. Event viewer and security. All events, newest events, whatever. Alright, well, I guess we're just not doing that, but interesting. Wonder if let's try this. I'm gonna try to put in my password wrong a couple times and see if it actually records it somewhere. That would certainly be nice, right? Alright, so I've done it with 2 different accounts. Let's refresh. And whatever. Anyways, oh, security. Nope, still not captured. Awesome. Let's try that refresh one more time now. Alright. Well, as you can see, NT security sucks. What is this? Never use that. Remove programs, group mallet policy. That's so interesting. I was just going to check to see the services that are running on here. So remember, services are a little weird. You had kind of the split between devices, which actually held some of the services. I wanted to see if Wins was like one of them. So Wins client, which is a device. then we actually have administrative services too. So I can't remember what's what. We have services somewhere here. Client administrator, backup wizard. Oh, wait, services is right there. There we go. Everybody's probably yelling on screen, hey, dummy, it's there. And Wins is not there. So I don't know. I must be just doing that BIOS broadcast. That's the only way. So, a little tidbit before really Instant Messenger. I know a lot of people did ICQ, right? But if the easiest way, if you knew somebody's, I can't remember, I think it was machine name. We're going to try this we'll try this real quick. I'm going to close everything. And I think if I did I'm trying to get these so you can see both. Bring it there. Alright. So if I do a net send, and then I think it was a computer name, so what was this? PDC1? What was it? Yep. PDC1. I think we just say help. Let's see if that works. Yep. Look at that. That's how we used to sometimes send messages. It would be like, message from this workstation to here. Help, I'm stuck. And so it was sort of a fun, it was a real rudimentary, what do you call, IM system. When we didn't really have IM, we weren't allowed things like ICQ did exist, and so did, what's it called? Anyways, different, there were chat messaging, but you weren't allowed to use them where I worked. Anyway, so that was sort of our rudimentary thing. This sort of went away in, I think, 2000, definitely 2003. They got rid of the I think they just got rid of the messenger service altogether. I think in 2000 it came disabled by default. So, anyways, that is NT Server 4.0, at least a PDC. I might do one more install of BDC, not tonight. And, well, I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Or if you hated it, tell me that too. I kind of find entertainment in both. Hit the like button if you would, and subscribe if you haven't. I'm trying to hit 100 so I can get that custom name. So I can, or not custom name, it's I can add an actual personalized URL at 100 subscribers. I'm at 93, I think I just checked. So if you don't mind, hit the subscribe, even if it's a short amount of time, just so I can get that there. I try not to beg for subscriptions, but I just want to hit that milestone and at least have my custom URL. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you found this fun to kind of go back in the past, see how we used to do things, and thanks for watching. And you could do this two ways, of course, but these would always pop up. So if you really wanted to, you could actually set a little for loop and spam the heck out of someone. Anyways, thanks for watching.